Well, thank you for the support. I think I would have really struggled without you helping.
It was all good timing, eh?
Yeah, it was perfect.
But this is a back rehab program. No.
Well, I know. Well, my back's better, but to be honest, my mental health is is vastly improved. So for me, I know it was meant to be a back program, but actually, it's changed my mindset and my outlook and how I deal with myself, and that's been really good. I had a little moment on Thursday morning. You know, I didn't wake up and I was a bit kind of down in the dumps, and I think it was mainly just worry and anxiety and stuff. But I forced myself out of bed and wrote my list for the day, and it within a couple of hours I was back up and managed to get myself back in the right frame of mind, whereas before I would have really struggled. So
just written off the day, right?
Yeah, I'd have just written the day off without even thinking about it. Thank you. I'm enjoying it as well. You know, it's cool. It's just such a nice way to start the morning, actually, that it's great.
Brilliant.
So my back's feeling better. My whole body mobility just feels so much nicer, and I find that I'm holding myself much better, but I'm aware of it. Like the whole time, I'm thinking about it now, which is really nice. Kind of even in the car, I'm kind of thinking about going, oh shit, I'm sloped off to one side, and I'm what am I doing this for? And I straighten myself up, and and I think about it, and I go yeah, exactly, doing the whole low riding look. I have to do my old man driving, but so I'm fully aware of what I'm doing, and I feel a bit more connected to my body, and I know what it's telling me more now, which is nice. Right. Like, I spend a day working on the boat and I'm fine. Whereas before I'd spend a day working on the boat and I'd feel like I'd been beaten up.
So what kind of things did you try before this program, Tim? Remind me.
Well, I had a chiropractor in Hamble that I used to see relatively often. I got a foam roller, which I laid on and just hurt myself with, probably. I managed to bruise my back one day on it, actually. I laid on it for so long.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just kind of, I'd never really put any effort into fixing it at all, really. I just, as you said right at the very beginning, people go to these things wanting some miracle cure, and actually they don't. You're right, they don't exist. They're not there. And so it's just nice to listen to other people, and like Jared yesterday in his van. I don't know where he was going, but
going to motocross he was.
Oh, is that where he was going? He just seemed super psyched, and it was just nice listening to him. I don't know the bloke. He's I don't even know where he lives.
Yeah.
But he's just it's just nice to hear what he was up to and how he was getting on, and everyone else is having, is you can see they're changing, but it's just nice to hear everyone going, oh, this is this, and and so I like listening to what people are saying, and everyone's got a little comment. You put something up, and people are really supportive, and these group of guys that don't know me are looking at my half naked body, going, yes, mate, get on with it, and I'm like.
Posting half naked bodies on the internet, hey?
Yeah, exactly. I've learned not to put them on my personal profile again.
Yeah, you learn that quickly. You make that mistake once.
I'm still not living that down.
No, that's not actually to have a group and a community of people that understand the pain and the struggles you've been through, and understand that they're raising their standards. It actually helps you have hope, right? And you can see that, well, if these guys are doing it, I can do it too. Yeah.
Yeah, and you feel guilty when you don't. You feel like, well, I do anyway. Like I know there's days where I've slacked off and I've eaten badly and got pissed up, and you feel bad the next day. You might watching everyone getting up at 5 a.m. and I'm like, shit, I've let everyone down.
Yeah, but that it just shows that there's consequences in our group, isn't there? You've got to keep up, and having that pressure, that accountability is exactly what a chiropractor can't give you. It's exactly what rolling on your foam roller can't give you. There's no consequences if you don't do your homework, you know, but
No.
here there is. And that's really, really important.
Been good. It's got me out running again, and actually I'm enjoying, I'm enjoying running. I'm only running 5K, but it's enough. It's nice. And
like I was saying, like just having that extra, like, do you think it's helped with your confidence levels to quit your shitty job and look for something that you'll actually enjoy?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. It's just, you ask my wife, and I'm a different person.
Love that.
to who I was 6 months ago, or even a year ago. I don't, she's currently showering at the dog, but she's like, she says that I'm like who I was when we were sailing, and I was,
that's great.
I was, running big offshore boats, and I was in charge, and that's who I was. And slowly and surely over the last few years, different stuff, I'd kind of, I felt myself. I was a shell of myself, and I'm not there yet, but I'm building myself back up, which is
right. How does that feel to have your wife tell you that you're turning back into the man that she fell in love with?
Well, it feels quite nice, really, doesn't it?
Yeah. But I talk to guys all the time who have seen chiropractors, they've rolled on foam rollers, they've seen all the professionals, nothing's worked for them. And they end up in this, maybe in a place where you were before you met me, was like this kind of acceptance, and they're defeated, and they don't believe anything will ever help them, and they accept that. Now, they're probably watching this and watching kind of, they've seen the Back to Life, but they're not willing to jump in because it could just be another fucking thing that like they'll give money to, and they'll fail, and then they'll be even worse, like everything else that they've tried. So what would you say to a man who's watching this video right now, who's sitting on the fence, who isn't sure whether or not to commit? What would you say to them?
So, okay. I'd say take the leap, put your trust in Ross. I did, and as he knows from the beginning, I was super dubious. I had to take a leap of faith, and it was the best thing that I've done in the last 2 years. Probably it's made me more confident, happier, made big changes in my life, which are gonna improve my life, not just for me, but for my wife and the rest of my family. And it's brilliant. And all I want to say really is thank you, and to everyone else in the community who's helped as well. So it's been wicked.